In the cold, dark space between stars, a small alien ship floated slowly. Its lights were weak. Its engines were broken. Inside the ship, the air was thin. The walls were shaking. The crew was scared. Captain Laren, a tall alien with blue skin and tired eyes, looked at the screen. "Send the signal again," he said. A young crew member nodded. "Yes, Captain." Signal sent. It was the 10th time. A powerful distress call had been sent out across the galaxy. Anyone who could hear it would know this ship was in trouble. It needed help fast. But again, silence. No reply, no ship, no hope. The crew sat quietly. Some of them had families. Some of them were too young to die. Their eyes were full of fear. The captain stood up and walked to the window. "They all heard us," he said softly. "They just don't care." The young crew member looked confused. "But why? We are peaceful. We are not their enemies." Captain Laren shook his head. "It's not about us. It's about who is hunting us." There was a long pause in the room. No one spoke. Everyone knew what he meant. An evil empire ruled many parts of the galaxy. They were powerful and cruel. They punished anyone who helped their enemies. The small alien ship had once escaped from that empire. Now it was hunted. That was why no one was coming. No one wanted to become a target. "We have only 12 hours of air left," said another crew member. "Food is gone. Engines won't restart." Outside the window, space looked quiet, peaceful, but inside, the ship was dying. "Keep sending the signal," the captain said, "even if no one answers." In a small room of the ship, 2 crew members sat together. "I don't want to die in space," one said. "It's too cold, too empty." The other one tried to smile. "Maybe someone brave will come. Maybe someone not afraid of the Empire." "Who?" The first one laughed bitterly. "The strong races ignore us. The rich races laugh at us. Who will come?" They fell silent. Hours passed. The lights grew dimmer. The air smelled strange. Breathing became harder. Captain Laren sat alone in the control room. His eyes were on the screen. He didn't expect anything. He had stopped hoping. But then, beep, a light blinked. Another ship was coming. His eyes widened. Is it real? He quickly called the crew. "We have a contact. Something is coming toward us." The crew ran to their stations. Some were scared it was the Empire. Some were just shocked. "Can we see it?" someone asked. The screen showed a small ship, old, slow, rust on the metal. Not beautiful, not rich, but it was coming straight toward them. "What flag is that?" asked a crew member. They zoomed in. It was a flag no one expected to see. A simple design, red, white, and blue. A planet called Earth. "Humans. What are humans doing here?" someone whispered. "They're new to space," another said. "They don't have much power." "Maybe it's a trap," someone added. Captain Laren looked at the flag again. "No, it's real. They are answering our call." The human ship sent a message. It was short. "We heard your call. We're coming to help." The crew looked at each other, eyes wide, mouths open. "They're not afraid?" someone asked. The captain smiled for the first time. "Maybe. They're just different." Inside the human ship, Captain Sarah Reeves watched the broken alien ship on her screen. Her first officer looked worried. "If the Empire finds out, they'll come after us." Sarah nodded. "I know." "Then why help them?" She looked at him with calm eyes. "Because no one helped us. Once. And we survived. Now it's our turn." The human ship moved closer. Back in the alien ship, the crew felt something new. Hope. Not because they were safe yet, but because someone had chosen to stand with them. Not for money, not for power, just to do the right thing. And that, in the cold silence of space, was louder than any weapon. The human ship moved closer to the broken alien vessel. It was not big. It had old engines, scratched metal, and slow systems. It didn't look like a hero's ship, but it had come. Inside the alien ship, the crew watched with wide eyes. Some were confused. Some were afraid. They had heard stories about humans, but no one really knew what they were like. Captain Laren turned to his crew. "Open a line. Let's hear what they want." A voice came through the speaker. It was clear and warm. "This is Captain Sarah Reeves of the human ship Hopebringer. We received your distress call. We're here to help." There was silence in the room. "They actually came," a crew member whispered. "But why?" Another asked. "Everyone else ignored us. Even the strong empires. Why would humans help?" Captain Laren pressed the button to speak. "Captain Reeves, thank you. But you do understand the risk. If the Empire finds out, they will come after you too." Sarah's voice came back, calm and strong. "We know. We're still coming." The alien crew looked at each other, shocked. "They're not even powerful," someone said. "Their weapons are old. Their ship is weak." "They are new in space," said another. "They don't understand how dangerous this is." But Captain Laren had a different thought. He looked at the human ship slowly getting closer. "Maybe they do understand," he said. And they came anyway. The human ship finally connected with the alien vessel. A small team of humans entered through a docking tube. They wore simple suits and carried repair tools, not weapons. Captain Sarah Reeves was the first to step inside. She smiled at the alien crew. "Let's get you moving again." The aliens stared. She didn't look special. She wasn't tall. Her hair was messy. Her uniform was worn out. But there was something in her eyes, something strong. Laren stepped forward. "I am Captain Laren. Welcome, and thank you." Sarah nodded. "Let's save the thanks for after we get you flying." As the humans began fixing the broken ship, the alien crew gathered in a small room to talk. "This is crazy," one of them said. "They're working hard for people they don't even know." "They don't act like other species," another said. "They're not afraid of the Empire." "They must be stupid," someone whispered. "No," Laren said. "There's something else." Meanwhile, in the control room, Sarah was speaking with her first officer. "We've almost fixed their oxygen system," he said, "but we're running low on supplies ourselves." Sarah looked at the map on her screen. "If we help them move, we can both jump to the next safe zone. But we'll be slow." "Slow means visible," her officer replied. "The Empire will spot us." Sarah didn't flinch. "Then we do it fast." Back in the alien ship, a crew member asked Sarah, "Why did you come?" She paused for a second. "Because we remember what it feels like when no one comes. Earth wasn't always strong. We were ignored once, forgotten, left to suffer." Another alien asked, "But you're not strong now either. What makes you think you can fight the Empire?" Sarah smiled a little. "We don't need to fight them. We just need to help you escape." "And then what?" the alien asked. "They'll come for you next." "Let them," she said. "We'll deal with that when it comes." The alien shook his head. "You humans are crazy." Sarah laughed softly. "Maybe. But the galaxy needs a little crazy right now." Alarms suddenly rang. The human ship had picked up a signal. Not friendly. Empire patrol. Coming fast. Captain Laren's heart sank. "They found us." "We're not ready to move," said his engineer. "One engine still offline." Sarah turned to her crew. "Get to your ship. Start moving. We'll cover you." "What?" Laren shouted. "You'll be caught. We'll buy you a few minutes. That's all you need. Go." "But why are you doing this?" She looked him in the eye. "Because doing nothing would make us like them." Laren didn't have time to argue. He gave the order. The alien ship's engine sputtered to life. Slowly, they began to move. From behind, The human ship turned to face the incoming enemy. The alien crew watched from a distance. The human ship was small, weak, and standing alone. They stayed behind. Someone whispered, "Just to give us a chance," another said. Captain Laren closed his eyes. "They may not be strong," he said, "but they are the only ones who came. And now, they are buying our lives with theirs." The alien ship moved slowly, shaking with each step. One engine worked. The other was half dead. Sparks flew from broken wires. Inside, the alien crew watched the screens nervously. Behind them, the human ship Hope Bringer stayed in position, facing the Empire's patrol ship. "They're not moving," a young alien said. Captain Laren stared at the screen. "They're trying to distract the Empire, so we can escape. They'll be caught," someone whispered. "Then we make sure their sacrifice means something," Laren replied. "We keep moving." The Empire patrol ship was fast and heavy. It carried strong weapons. Its scanners could see through tricks. It had destroyed many ships before. Now it had found a small human vessel. Inside the Empire ship, a cold voice said, "Unknown ship, this is restricted space. Leave now or be destroyed." Sarah Reeves sat calmly in her seat. Her hands didn't shake. Her voice was steady. "This ship is on a peaceful mission. We are helping damaged travelers." "You are helping enemies of the Empire," the voice replied. "You have 10 seconds to leave." Sarah looked at her crew. "Weapons?" "Just 2 pulse cannons," her officer said. "Nothing that can stop them." Sarah nodded. "Then we don't fight. We run." She pressed the command. Time for the fire zone. Far ahead of both ships was a terrible part of space. It was called the fire zone, a region full of burning gas clouds, electric storms, and ancient war debris. Many ships had disappeared inside. Few came out. But it was the only way to escape. Captain Laren stared at the chart. "If we go through there, we may not survive." "If we don't," said his engineer, "the Empire catches us." A crew member asked, "Will the humans follow us into the fire?" Captain Laren didn't answer. He didn't have to. On the screen, the human ship turned and entered the fire first. The fire zone welcomed them with chaos. Bright orange clouds burned like suns. Metal pieces from dead ships floated in the darkness, spinning like knives. Electric flashes tore through the air, making the ship shake and spark. Inside the alien ship, the crew held onto walls and seats. Screams echoed as fire brushed against the outer shields. "Steady," shouted Laren. "Don't stop." Behind them, the human ship dodged falling debris. A fireball hit the side, throwing it off path. "They're hit," someone shouted. But Sarah's voice came through the comm. "Keep going. Don't stop for us." Inside the Hope Bringer, alarms were screaming. Fire had damaged the left wing. Sparks danced on the floor. But Sarah held the controls tight. Her eyes were sharp, her voice calm. "This ship may be old, but it still has some fight." Her first officer shouted, "We can't take another hit like that." "Then let's not get hit again." She pushed the ship harder, weaving through burning clouds and flying wreckage. Meanwhile, on the alien ship, one of the crew noticed something strange. The Empire ship stopped chasing. Captain Laren leaned forward. "Why?" The screen showed it clearly. The Empire patrol ship had refused to enter the fire zone. "They're afraid," Laren said softly. "They don't want to risk it." "They're cowards," someone said. "No," Laren corrected him. "They're smart. They know this place kills." He looked at the human ship still flying beside them, damaged but alive. But humans are different. The fire zone's final storm was the worst. Huge lightning bolts crashed through space, ripping apart anything too slow. The 2 ships dodged, twisted, and flew as fast as they could. But then, boom! An electric blast hit the alien ship's back. "We're losing power," someone yelled. "They won't make it," shouted the human officer. "Take the hit for them," Sarah ordered. "What?" You heard me. Go. The human ship moved between the storm and the aliens, blocking the next wave of lightning. A blue flash slammed into the Hope-Bringer. The whole ship shook. Lights went off. Silence. Did they survive? An alien asked. Captain Laren's voice was low. Scan for life. A pause. Then, a signal. They're alive, the crew shouted. The alien ship moved fast, pulling the human vessel with its tractor beam. Together, both ships flew out of the fire zone. Behind them, fire clouds closed in, hiding their trail. They were safe, for now. Inside the damaged human ship, Sarah Reeves opened her eyes. Her officer helped her up. We made it. She smiled weakly. Told you this old ship still had some fight. Captain Laren looked at the screen. The humans had nearly died. For them. No one else would have done it. No one else had tried. These humans, he whispered, they are not just crazy. They are hope. The alien ship and the human ship floated in a quiet part of space now. The storm was far behind them. The fire zone had swallowed their trail. For the first time in days, no one was chasing them. But the danger wasn't over. Inside the alien ship, Captain Laren stared at a screen full of broken code and damaged files. This was part of our signal, he said, the one we sent before. Something is hiding inside it. His science officer nodded. I think it's a secret message, one that the Empire didn't want anyone to see. Captain Laren looked serious. Show me. The file slowly opened. Lines of old data scrolled across the screen. Then, something strange appeared. A video. It was blurry at first, then clearer. An alien scientist spoke into the camera. Behind her, there was smoke and fire. They're lying, she said. The Empire said we were working on weapons, but we were trying to create medicine, a cure for star fever. They attacked us because we wouldn't give it to them. The screen shook. Explosions were heard. They didn't want a cure. They wanted control. The video cut out. Silence. The room was cold. No one spoke. That's why they hunted us, Laren whispered. Not because we were a threat, but because we knew the truth. His officer said, if this message spreads, the galaxy will see the Empire for what it is. They will try to stop it, Laren replied. They will kill anyone who helps send it out. A young crew member asked, then what do we do now? The captain stood tall. We tell the truth. Back on the human ship, Captain Sarah Reeves sat with a bandage on her forehead. Her ship was damaged, but she was alive. Her first officer walked in. The aliens sent over a video, he said. They want to talk. Let's hear it. Captain Laren's face appeared on screen. We found something in our old message, a video that shows the Empire's crimes. They destroyed our people to hide the truth. We must share it with the galaxy. Sarah listened closely. We need your help to send it, Laren said. Our systems are weak. If we try alone, the Empire will block us. But if we work together, Sarah didn't let him finish. We'll help. The plan was risky. They would send the message to every major space station, every ship, every media hub. Once the truth was out, the Empire couldn't stop it. But they had to do it fast, before the Empire found them again. Inside the ships, humans and aliens worked side by side. Wires were connected. Signals tested. The message was loaded into powerful transmitters. We have one shot, Sarah said. Once we start sending, they'll know where we are. And they'll come, Laren added. The crew didn't ask for safety. They asked for speed. Signal ready, the engineer said. Start the broadcast, Captain Laren ordered. A soft hum filled the air. Then light. The message shot out through space, bouncing from one satellite to another. It crossed planets, moons, and stations. Anyone with a screen could see the truth. The Empire's lie was breaking. But then, alarms. The screen flashed red. Empire ships incoming. Someone shouted. 3 destroyers. Captain Sarah stood up. They're jamming our signal. We need more time, the alien tech officer yelled. Sarah looked at her crew. We hold the line. Both ships turned to face the enemy. Weapons were weak, shields were low, but they stood ready. Empire ships appeared, dark, sharp, full of death. They fired. Lasers ripped across space. Explosions shook the air. The human and alien ships dodged and fought back. Keep the signal running, Laren shouted. Shields breaking. Sarah yelled. But don't stop sending. On distant planets, people watched the message. Shocked, angry, awakened. One by one, small ships sent replies. We believe you. We are with you. We stand for truth. The signal had reached the stars. The Empire could not stop it now. Inside the damaged bridge, Sarah laughed through blood and smoke. We did it. Captain Laren nodded. Yes, we told the truth. They'll hunt us, Sarah said. Then let them. Outside, the Empire ships stopped firing. New signals were coming in, from everywhere. Other ships, other races, they were coming. Not to run, to fight back. The human and alien ships were floating, broken and burning. Lights flickered. Air was thin. The Empire's destroyers were still nearby, circling like sharks. But something had changed. A message had gone out. And someone was listening. On the edge of the star system, dozens of signals appeared on the radar. Multiple ships entering the sector, the human officer shouted. Captain Sarah Reeves forced herself to stand. More enemies. The alien tech officer checked again. No, these are not Empire ships. These are civilians, traders, miners, old warships, even science vessels. Captain Laren stepped forward. They answered the message. One by one, ships began to appear through hyperspace. A silver cargo ship from the Rulin system. A warpod from the lost Vexari clan. A group of small fighter drones from a mining colony. And then, 2 giant cruisers from an old alliance that had once fallen to the Empire. Each ship sent a simple message. We stand with truth. We stand with the humans. We stand with the survivors. Inside the Empire destroyers, the commander grew silent. He watched as the small rebel fleet grew larger every second. These ships are weak, his officer said. But there are many, the commander replied. They are not afraid, the officer added quietly. The commander gave no orders. Inside the human ship, Sarah smiled through her pain. Looks like we're not alone anymore. Captain Laren was still shocked. I thought no one would come. I thought everyone had given up. Sometimes, Sarah said, people just need a reason to rise. The new fleet sent out one shared signal. Surrender, Empire. The truth is out. Your lies are broken. The Empire destroyers did not answer. Instead, they turned. They left. Vanished into the stars without a word. Cheers filled the air in both ships. Alien and human crew hugged, laughed, and cried. They had survived the storm, and now they were not running anymore. We did more than survive, Laren said. We changed something. Sarah nodded. A seed has been planted. The new fleet surrounded them. Supplies were shared. Engineers came aboard. Medics helped the wounded. One of the captains from the Vexari warpod stepped onto the human ship. He looked at Sarah. You're the crazy human who flew into the fire zone. Sarah laughed. That's me. I thought humans were just noisy and wild. We are, she grinned. But we help when no one else does. The Vexari captain saluted her. We'll follow you. Just say the word. In a quiet moment, Captain Laren stood beside Sarah on the deck. We were dying, he said. Our ship, our people, our hope. I know, she said softly. You answered our call. Why? She looked at the stars. Because one day, A long time ago, Earth sent a call, and no one came. We promised we'd never ignore another cry for help. Laren's voice was low. The universe turned away from us. But not the humans, Sarah said. Later, a message was sent from the growing rebel fleet to every corner of space. The Empire tried to silence us. They failed. The truth lives. We are united now. This is the start of something new, something free. In distant parts of the galaxy, people listened. In dark places, hidden fighters raised their heads. In broken worlds, workers whispered, "There is hope." And on Earth, the people stood tall. They were no longer alone in the stars. They were part of something greater. The fire was not over. The war was not done. But the silence was broken. And now, humanity had friends. For the first time in many years, the Empire felt fear. The truth had escaped. The galaxy had listened. And the people had begun to rise. But the Empire was not going to fall quietly. It was angry. And it was coming. Deep in space, the rebel fleet waited. More ships had joined. Old war heroes, broken colonies, small forgotten races. And beside them stood the humans. Captain Sarah Reeves watched the radar. "They're coming." Captain Laren stood next to her. "How many?" Sarah's voice was low. "Too many." The Empire fleet entered the system like a black wave. Hundreds of warships, all powerful, all silent. They didn't speak. They didn't send warnings. They only came to destroy. The rebels prepared. Engines warmed. Shields rose. Weapons aimed. But the truth was simple. They were outnumbered. Captain Laren turned to Sarah. "Even with help, we cannot win." "We don't have to win," Sarah said. "We just have to stand." The first shots came fast. Explosions filled the stars. A rebel cruiser was hit and spun out of control. A fighter wing was destroyed. But no one ran. They stood their ground. The humans fought with everything they had. Their old ships fired until the barrels melted. Their small fighters flew into enemy fire to protect the others. The aliens did the same. For the first time, the galaxy fought as one. On the Empire flagship, the commander frowned. "They are not surrendering." His officer said, "They are fighting like they believe they can win." "They cannot," the commander replied. But he was wrong. Because something new was happening. Across space, new signals lit up. One by one, more ships arrived. From planets once too scared to speak. From moons that had stayed hidden. From old stations where stories of the Empire's cruelty had never been forgotten. They all came. Not because they thought they could win, but because it was right. A farmer's ship turned into a bomber. A cargo ship dropped supplies to the human crew. A pirate crew from the outer belt blocked an Empire destroyer. A giant water hauler used its tank to smother enemy flames. Everyone helped. Everyone mattered. The sky was fire and chaos. But then, slowly, the Empire's ships began to fall. One by one. Not because they were weaker, but because they were alone. Inside the human ship, Sarah's hands shook. "We're pushing them back," her officer said. "I don't believe it," she whispered. "It's working." In the alien ship, Laren looked at the damage. His crew was tired. Some were wounded, but they were smiling. "They never expected this," he said. "Not unity. Not hope." The final battle lasted hours. But when the last Empire ship exploded in the distance, a great silence came. And then, cheering. Across ships. Across systems. Across the galaxy. The Empire had not fallen completely. But its power was broken. The fear was gone. Captain Sarah stood in her damaged bridge. A message came through the comms. "You did this," a Vexari pilot said. "You started the spark." Sarah shook her head. "No, we just answered a call." Captain Laren sent out a message to everyone. "Let this day be remembered, not as a victory of war, but of truth, of standing together, of listening to the voice no one else heard. That voice was ours. And the humans, they were the first to care. On Earth, people cried and cheered. In alien homes, lights were lit. And in the deep stars, others still waiting for help now had hope. Because now, someone would come. Someone always would. The humans had not come to rule. They came to help. And in doing so, they had changed everything. The end.